We just snuck up on a massive herd of whitetail. There's gotta be about 20 whitetail here. Oh my god, here they come. People ask me all the time, what's the best way to make the fastest amount of money out on Layton Lakes? And today, I'm gonna tell you. Actually, there's a couple of whitetail right here. This is a single player map, so there's not a ton of whitetail, but it seems like if you go to certain multiplayer maps, you will find an absolute ton of whitetail. I went to 2 different multiplayer maps, and both maps I found herds of from 10 up to 15 whitetail in a single herd. But I do think we're going to take down this buck here and then this buck in the front, because they're both pretty decent sized bucks, and then maybe even take down the 2 does as well. We'll see how it all goes here. Well, we got 1 doe. And actually, we ended up getting 2 does. But anyways, I got to myself thinking, and I was thinking, if there's so many whitetail in multiplayer, why don't we go up to the herds and try and take down as many whitetails as we can and make just a ton of cash? And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go around and try and get as much whitetail as we can and just see how much cash we can get out of that. That's going to be a 175, double lunged him at 155. But this here is actually the biggest buck, which is a gold potential. So we'll grab him, and a 214 gold, got a left lung at 182, not a bad buck there. Grab the doe, left lung, and then we hit another doe, which should go down not too far away. And here she is down right here. So that worked out pretty good. Ended up hitting jaw, looks like we just missed the neck, and then we hit her in the hindquarter at 190. Now, that was a decent sized herd of whitetail. Anytime you see more than 2 whitetail in a single herd is not bad. A lot of times you only see 1. So we saw 5 in this herd. That's not bad. But out on multiplayer, we saw 15 whitetail in 1 single herd. And there they are right there. Just an absolute stack of whitetails. I think there's 7 different bucks in this one herd here. There's a black bear right next to him too, but not really interested in that. There are 2 pretty decent bucks, 2 max weight bucks right there, and 1 right there. And then there are probably like 3 other kind of borderline decent bucks in the middle. And then there's probably 3 or 4 just tiny bucks out there too. So what I want to try and do is pick out that big buck first, which is about 200. And then we're going to try and get on the closer one second. But I really want to get that second buck. There's 1. There's 2. 3. 4. And maybe we can get 1 more. And there is 5 deer we just absolutely smoked with the M1. That's 100%. But wait, there's 1 more. And that shot actually looked pretty good. Well, we might not have gotten much during the stream yesterday, and we hunted a lot. But I mean, take a look at the stack of whitetail bucks here. Those are almost all bucks. There's only 1 doe in there. So we got 3 bucks and 1 doe. I've honestly never taken down this many deer in a single herd, including all pretty good bucks on top of it. So let's start picking some of these bucks up here, and the first one's going to score 232, pretty solid whitetail buck. And the second one's going to be a 175 whitetail buck, double lunged him at 112. We'll grab the doe. And this buck here, this is actually the biggest buck, a 230. We double lunged him at 124. That's the first buck that we took out of this herd of whitetails. So that's 4 whitetails, and I see 1 more piled up right here. That would make 5. If we got the other one, that would make 6 different whitetail in 1 single herd. So here's this buck. That's actually going to be a pretty nice shot. A running away 154 right lung shot right through the trees there. Tucked it in there beautifully. And well guys, if you take a look right here on top of this ridge, that's going to be another whitetail. So this actually makes 6 whitetails out of 1 single herd, and that makes 5 bucks and 1 doe. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys probably want to know where the location is where we found all these whitetail, and it's just south of the Mount Kraken outpost right here. We found them bedded from 5 o'clock until 10 o'clock in the morning. They were right there. We were running along the edge of the river, and all of a sudden I saw one whitetail doe trotting this way. I looked over and I spotted 15 of them bedded over there. We're on the same server, and I just found another absolute massive herd of whitetails. There's probably about 15 over here as well. They're just stacked up. And like I said before, on my map was single player. We only had 4 whitetail in that one herd. Actually, I think there might have been 5. But now we're finding just huge herds of whitetail. So this is the key right now. You got to go to the right map on multiplayer. And until you find that map, just keep going until you find it, because otherwise you're just wasting tons of time. Even if the host is at a low level and you think, oh, the more time I put in this, the better off the chances are that I'm actually going to find a ton of whitetail. Well, that didn't work out so well for us yesterday, because we streamed for 4 hours and we only found, I think, like 20-25 whitetails. And just in the last 10 minutes here, we've already seen 30 whitetails. And right here, like I said, we have 15 right in front of us. So we're going to take down, I think, that big buck right in the front there. And this doe. And maybe this doe. I pulled a little bit to the right on that, but we should be able to get a couple more as they're cutting across this little... Oh yeah, that doe definitely got smoked. But as they're cutting across this opening here, there's another decent buck that we really got to try and get him. And there he is right there. And it would have been a perfect shot, but I was swinging as I took the shot, and I actually pulled back towards the intestine, and it hit him way far back. Still going to take him down, but we're not going to get full score out of them. And let's see if we can't take him. Try to save him, but I really don't think we even hit him at that point. But I just found another whitetail buck cutting across this opening right there. About 350 out, so we're going to have to hold kind of high. That should have been a good hit. So we got 2 piled up over here. I think one of these is going to be our big buck. The other one's going to be, I think, the doe. That's the doe. Double lung at 221. And this should be our big buck. It is a 218 gold. We got a double lung at 220 yards out on him. So here's a doe. Right lung at 243. Nice shot right there. I do believe that's going to be our big buck that we kind of hit a little far back. But he did go down. So we'll go over and go pick him up. Yeah, that's definitely going to be him. Hit him far back at 263. He actually has a really cool rack on him. Typically, these racks are kind of like non-typical and messed up and don't have a ton of mass. But this thing is super symmetrical, has a decent amount of mass. I really like that rack. I actually make that 2 more. There's one down right here. I think this is the doe that we hit on the run. And about 266. Yeah, that's her. And this should be our last whitetail. I think this is the doe that we hit running at about 230. Yeah, it is. We hit her... Tried to hit her in the neck at 224, but that actually makes 6 whitetails out of this one single herd. The same as we got in the last herd. And that also makes a ton of cash, because every time we get a whitetail, it adds up. And actually, we have a ton of ducks out here. Probably about 7 or 8 of them. And we have the 22 pistol. Well, we're looking at probably somewhere around 70, maybe 80 yards out. So we should be able to take down quite a few of these ducks. We officially have 1 more bullet left for our 22 pistol. That was a lot of ducks. I think we took down 8 ducks out of that flock, actually. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. There's 6 and a gold. 15.5. There's 7, 14.5. Well, we're on another server, and we found yet another massive herd of whitetails. There's probably about another 10 or 15 of them over here. But I think we're going to take down this buck first. And then maybe this one. Ooh, just smoked that one. And probably would have had that doe. But there's another whitetail doe right there. And that's actually a pretty good buck. Come on, slow down, slow down. Oh, that's a tough angle. Ooh, it would have been perfect, but I think we're actually a little bit too low. That was probably close to 300. We still hit it, but probably somewhere in the front shoulder. We'll grab this buck here. That's going to be a left lung at 280. But we got two right here. I think that's our biggest buck, 151. Actually, this here is one of the bucks that we hit. Yeah, that's the one that was coming at us. And we dropped a little bit low at 360. Got another deer down here, and that's going to be a 227 gold. So we ended up catching stomach and liver walking at 332 yards. We just snuck up on a massive herd of whitetail here. There's got to be about 20 whitetail, maybe 25 whitetail here, but they're about 60 yards out from us. Now, what I think we're going to do is we're going to be in run mode, and we're going to try and take down... We are just stacking up the deer. They're going across that opening. I think that's actually one of the big bucks there that we didn't get in the beginning. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 deer stacked right up there. If they slow down. 2 smoke bucks. And just hit that doe in the back of the neck. Dropped her right on the spot. And hit that doe pretty good too. Ooh, we got another buck out there, but we're empty. Well, it seems like we did pretty alright. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we got like 10 or 11 deer down out of that one herd. So that's pretty impressive. Let's go over and start picking some of these up. Alright, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deer right here. We'll grab this one at 228 gold. That's going to be the second buck that we ended up getting there. I'll grab this one. That's going to be a 241 gold. We got him in the right lung at 206 yards out. That's going to be, I think, like the third buck that we took. That's a beautiful looking whitetail buck there. Got a doe here at 74. And it looks like we have another buck here. It is another buck, left lung, 155 on him. And then I see 4 more over here. We're going to have to try and count these. It's going to be a little difficult. We got a real nice buck actually stacked up here. Right in the trees here, you can see. That's going to be a silver. We messed up the shot there, huh? Running away at 180 and actually hit it in the vertebrae. Oh well, 219. Would have been a pretty good gold. Still a good buck. That's going to be a doe. That's going to be a doe. Here's another doe. And another doe. And another doe. Another deer here. That's another doe. And another deer here. Got something running. That's actually a buck. Not a very big buck, so we're going to pass him up for now. But we'll grab this. That's going to be another doe. Wow. I really want to know how many whitetail we just took down out of that herd. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 whitetail. We just took down 14 whitetail out of one single herd. That's a lot of whitetail. And not only that, it's a ton of cash. And I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.